Welcome to Rotary, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Christina couldn't join us today. She's too busy at the office. She was going to do the pledge for us. So I have Jennifer. She's going to stand in and do the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Jennifer. So we actually have a guest in the room today. So would you like to just take a minute and introduce yourself and where you're from and what brings you here?
I am, my name's Bill Beckman. I'm from Beverly, Massachusetts, the Rotarian there. Past president. Been in Rotary, been a member since 2003. I went on youth exchange as a young man
Very
recently.
nice.
Okay, it was 79. So I've been involved with Rotary since 1979, and happy to be part of it. Happy to meet the folks down here.
Great. Well, welcome, Bill. Glad you found us. Glad you came in. So this morning, invocation, I'll just read that real quick. Is the paths of our lives are filled with peaks and valleys. When we are at the top of our peaks, we become so self-satisfied that we tend to ignore the things of importance. When we are in the valley, we feel a sense of abandon and again focus only on what is directly ahead. Remind us, as you do in nature, that above the tree line, the mountaintops are barren, and only in the valleys can we find the opportunity for true growth. Amen. So as we know, January is Vocational Service Month. I think we kind of hit most everybody last time with the vocational moment. Trying to think and looking at who's on screen. So if you didn't, holler at me and let me know, because I'd like to give you an opportunity to do that. Everybody did. Okay, so general announcements. Obviously, we're back to every Tuesday meeting, lunch, and not doing it hybrid. So this is the format. It will remain as of now. So we have a save the date for the Fine Arts Festival of March 27th and 28th. So please put that on your calendars. There's more information that will come. Carol is going to give us an update tonight at the board meeting. They have started, the district has started a Rotary leadership class. It is not the typical RLI, but it is similar. They are holding it at the Cultural Center at Charlotte County on January 30th. And that is from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon. So I encourage you all to take a look at that and sign up if you're able to go. It is a great day. And I know they are putting in protocols for distancing and all of those things. So, and it does, I think when you click into the event, it outlines it. Yes, Alfred. Okay. Yeah. So it goes into pretty detail, I think, if I remember correctly, looking at it. And our district is also launching its second series of the Infinite Possibilities. So you'll see that on your DAC-DB calendar as well. So it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. The first segment is January 29th at 1 p.m. And will be strength and diversity, strengthen with Valerie Wafer. And then February 26th is embracing our differences with past president, Rotary International past president, Barry Rassin and Brian Rouge from California. And March 26th is investing in equity. And featured speaker is Xavier Rami from Chicago. And then April 30th is Celebrate Diversity. And that will be our current president, Holger Knock. So they actually look like some really good ones. So if you have the opportunity, I know they are recording them as well. So if you can't happen to make it, register, you'll get sent an email link that will let you, go in and watch it after the fact. You can watch it at your convenience. So the next meeting is the 26th, and we will have the new director, Doug Izzo from the Inglewood Chamber of Commerce, coming and telling us about what his plans are. So be on the lookout for that. That should be very interesting as well. I don't think we have any birthdays that I saw. We do have a couple club anniversaries. So we have Barbara Lebanon, and she has 2 years of service. So congratulations to Barbara. And Tracy Hamill, our incoming president, 3 years of service. Thank you, Tracy. And with no further ado, I will take a moment just to introduce our speaker for today, Charlotte Miller. She is the Area External Affairs Manager for Southwest Florida. So that's a subsidiary of the New Era Energy Incorporated. Ms. Miller joined FPL after earning a BS in Business Administration at Auburn University. She has held positions in customer service, human resources, power systems, commercial and industrial, and external affairs. She currently handles governmental affairs and community relations for Lee, Collier, Charlotte, Hendry, and Glades counties. Ms. Miller currently serves on the boards of the United Way of Charlotte County as a president, Community Cooperative as vice chair, United Way of Lee, Hendry, Glades, and Okeechobee counties, Hendry County Economic Development Council, and the Edison Festival of Lights. Wow, she's one busy lady. She is also a member of the Southwest Florida League of Cities. Charlotte and her daughter Lily reside in Fort Myers, Florida. She enjoys raising her daughter, spending time with family, traveling, and civic involvement. Welcome, Charlotte.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'd like to go ahead and share my screen if I can. I do have a PowerPoint, so let's pull that up.
Okay.
All right, can you see that?
Yep.
You can? Excellent, great. So what I'd like to share with you today is some FPL initiatives at moving forward. We're really excited about what's happening in the state, and we consider it a great energy value to not only Florida, but America. So I truly appreciate the opportunity to be with you today. We are actually, as was previously mentioned, a subsidiary of NextEra Energy. We have sister companies, Gulf Power, which is actually merging with Florida Power and Light. They serve in the Panhandle, as well as NextEra Energy Resources, which is a large producer of wind and solar throughout the 48 states. And we are very fortunate that NextEra Energy has been recognized in Fortune 200 as ranked #1 in the electric and gas utilities industry. So we work really hard to obtain that, and I want to share a little bit about what's going to happen, is happening in Florida, and what will continue to happen. We're currently the largest energy company in Florida. We have over 5.6 million customers in 43 counties. On this coast, we serve from Manatee County down through Collier. And then on the East Coast, we handle from the Jacksonville area down to Miami, and then some of the Panhandle, including Pensacola as well. And I handle the 5 Southwest Florida counties of Lee, Charlotte, Collier, Hendry, and Glades. So FPL is committed to delivering America's best energy value, and we do this in 3 ways, and we'll go through each one of these today. One is we're considered consistently one of the cleanest electric utilities in the United States. We've received awards for being the most reliable electric utility, which is no small feat with some of the hurricane restorations we've had to endure over the years. We've got it down pat though, and we are very committed to keeping our bills affordable. Let's first of all talk about the cleanest electric utility. You may have seen in Charlotte County and Babcock Ranch area that we have 2 large solar arrays there. This is something that we're extremely committed to throughout the state. We're building solar arrays that are just under 75 megawatts, which power like 12 to 15,000 homes a piece. And we're committed to installing 30 million solar panels by the year 2030. So we are well on our way to doing that. We have 34 installed now. Like I said, there are 2 at Babcock. We have 2 in Hendry and getting ready to do 2 more in Hendry. We're siting 1 in Collier County. And then we also have some arrays in Manatee County, which include the solar powered battery storage. Our Babcock Ranch facility has that as well. And this is something that's really exciting because for a long time, the cost effectiveness just wasn't there to have battery storage. So when the sun went down or if it was an extremely cloudy day, our solar panels really weren't generating. But with battery storage, that totally changes the game. Then our emissions profile is something we take very seriously as well. We're completely natural gas and 2 nuclear facilities on the East Coast, as well as our solar facilities. So any of our plants that used to burn fossil fuel, such as at Manatee or in Lee County and Fort Myers, those have all been changed over to natural gas. So it's much more clean and much more fuel effective as far as cost goes as well. And we have eliminated coal from the entire Florida power fleet. So that is no longer there. One new initiative that we're just starting to look at, so more to come on that, is an innovative type of technology called green hydrogen. It uses electrolysis to create electricity, and it's very clean, 0 emissions. So we're interested to see where that may lead. We are considered the strongest energy grid in the United States, and we've done a number of things to do that. And honestly, the years for 2004, 2005, for those of you that were in Florida at that time, you might remember there were a number of significant hurricanes that blew through, and there was one restoration right after the other. That was the year of Charlie and several others. So from that, we looked very hard at our facilities and what we could do to strengthen them and increase our reliability, not just on a hurricane event, but on a day-to-day event as well. So from that, several initiatives have come into play. Currently, 55% of our power lines are undergrounded or hardened. Hardened means that, and you may see this in some of the neighborhoods that you live, that we are replacing poles with stronger poles. They may be a larger wood pole or they may be a concrete pole. We're shortening the spans of wire, and we're putting a lot of smart facilities, smart grid facilities on these, so they can tell us what's happening sometimes prior to an event occurring. So if a piece of equipment is about to fail, but it hasn't yet, our smart grid will tell us, so we can fix that and prevent an outage before it actually occurs. The majority of our transmission structures, which are the high voltage lines and the large towers, are steel or concrete. We do continuous tree trimming and pole inspections. The tree trimming especially, I'll get a lot of calls on that sometimes because people love their trees, and I live in a heavily treed area too, so I completely understand that. But what we want to do with our tree trimming program is stay ahead of the game, because even a branch that interacts with our lines can cause momentaries or even an outage. So on regular cycles, we do trim along our lines so that our lines are free of vegetation, as well as inspect poles. So if a pole is starting to deteriorate, we'll replace it before there's a serious problem with that. And we have a program called Storm Secure, which is a pilot program to put more power lines in our neighborhoods. Those are called the lateral lines underground. And these neighborhoods are chosen based on reliability. So if a neighborhood has some issues and has a larger amount of outages or problems than other areas, that is how those are chosen. I mentioned smart grid. This is something that's really critical to us right now. We all have smart meters. These meters can tell us if there's an issue on FPL side of the meter, and often what that is. If there's an issue that's inside the home, we know that it's units inside instead of on our piece. So that is very helpful to the customer that may have that issue. We also have energy dashboards for our customers, both residential and commercial. If you log into your account on FPL.com, it will show you what your daily usage is and gives you lots of tips on how to change that usage if you're trying to get your bill down. It'll tell you how much electricity certain appliances or air or hot water, pool, that type thing use. And you can really do some diagnostics yourself with it. And I mentioned the intelligent devices that we have on our system that talk to us and let us know what's about to happen. And when there is an outage, what is happening. So we don't always have to send someone out physically to diagnose what that problem is before fixing it. This picture shows a couple of pretty new technologies we're using. Drones have been extremely effective for us, particularly in patrolling lines after a storm or significant event. Prior to that, it was all on foot. Patrols, in person, and we still do that as well, but the drones are extremely helpful for us, and it speeds up the restoration process. And then our substation, we're able to use robots as well, so those are pretty cool to see. We're very committed to keeping our bills low. I think this is an interesting graphic. FPL's residential bill is actually lower, 10% lower than it was in 2006. In 2006, it was just under $109 for an average 1,000 kilowatt residential bill, and now it's right at $99. The reason is a lot of the efficiencies that I've just talked about that we put in place, and the conversion from fossil fuel to natural gas is much less expensive, and our solar facilities are playing well into that as well. So at a time when in the same time frame, the national average for electricity has gone up 30% and various cost of living is up 25 to 75%, we're very proud of the fact that we've been able to not only keep our costs the same, but actually lower them. And these are pictures of things we've pretty much talked about. You'll see the stacks coming down on the left picture. Those were plants that were fossil fuel and has switched over to natural gas, and we no longer need the stacks. And obviously, there are not the emissions that go along with those stacks as well. FPL is very community and civic minded, and we feel that we have a fundamental responsibility to serve our customers well, not only today, but tomorrow as well. So we're continue to build Florida's energy future. We want it to be more resilient, more sustainable, and be prepared to serve future generations well. And a lot of that comes from what we've already talked about. We are a very rapidly growing state, as you know. So with storm restoration, with climate change, with various things going on in Florida, we want to stay on top of that and make sure we are capable of serving our customers well. As part of the regulated utility base in Florida, we are all governed by the Public Service Commission. And as part of that, we are required to submit every 4 years a rate plan for the next 4 years. And it just so happens that 2021 is the year that we are submitting for years 22 through 25. And with that rate plan, we are very committed to supporting continued investments and continuing to keep our bills at low and remain well below the national average. As I mentioned, we are very committed to serving our communities, and we want to be there not just in the good times, but in the bad times too. And this obviously includes COVID. So FPL internally has initiated a number of initiatives to help our customers. We created payment extensions. We waive late reconnection and field connection fees. There are various ways our customers can receive financial assistance through various programs we're able to connect them with. We have donated $5 million in emergency funding for customers that need it. And there's In May, we had a 25% decrease, one-time decrease on those May bills. So these were a number of ways that have worked with and continue to work with our customers this year. And we support our community. With the support for COVID this year, we've been able to donate throughout our service territory $205,000 to Partners for Hunger Relief efforts. We've been able to give $500,000 to United Ways. And in some of our communities, we have been able to create and deliver emergency meal kits for homebound seniors, which is a 3-day kit of non-perishable items. This year, locally, we partnered with Community Cooperative in Lee County to do so through the Meals on Wheels program. And we support education programs. Often we do this in person, but obviously COVID has changed things. So we have a number of virtual commitments and opportunities this year for education. We do free virtual programming with STEM interests. We have free energy curriculums for grades 4, 5, and 6. We have been able to provide electronic devices, laptops for underserved students for remote learning. And we have been able to contribute a significant amount to the Boys and Girls Clubs to work with their students and help them succeed as well. Small businesses, we have some programs that have been very utilized this year. Our Main Street Recovery Credit Program is one that businesses that are struggling due to COVID can find a lot more about on FPL.com, and there's an application process for that. We've worked with governments regarding the CARES Act resources, and we have some really great online tools. The Business Energy Manager, which is similar to the dashboard I talked about earlier on understanding your usage, is available for free online, as well as a number of free energy efficiency webinars for businesses as well to help understand and control your energy usage. And we are very involved in economic development. Since 2013, when our economic development program started, we have worked significantly with the state of Florida to have a $90 billion impact with new businesses coming into the state. Right now, we're doing virtual project site tours. We have a college workforce development program. And this past year, our economic development office began what's called 35 Mules. It's an incubator program that helps new startup companies grow and gives them an opportunity to work with FPL for a year and understand how to grow and market their business. The name 35 Mules is of interest because FPL started as a company in 1925, and it was a hodgepodge of things. We had an ice plant, we had a shrimp boat, we had a truck, and we had 35 mules. And that's how the name 35 Mules came to be. That is my presentation on the initiatives that we currently have in place. So I would be happy to entertain any questions you have at this point. Anyone? Okay, well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you today. Thank you so much.
Alfred has a question about how close you are to Tracy Baggins.
I was maid of honor in her wedding a number of years ago. I'm very close to
Very
Tracy. Yes, she's a dear friend.
That's great. So Carol's got a question.
I don't have a question, I've got a compliment. I live on a barrier island, which when we first moved to going out. And in the last 2 years, we really have had very few outages. We've had quick service, and we've had really good communication about where they are, when they're going to be fixed. So compliments to you.
Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Which barrier island are you on?
Don Pedro Island.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I will pass that on to our power delivery folks. They will truly appreciate that. Islands, as you know, can experience longer restoration times just due to the fact that we have to get there first. So we really appreciate your compliments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brenda,
Didn't I hear something about solar for the homes, like a free program that you have to get solar panels for your house?
So the programs that we have are an opportunity for customers to purchase and be a part of our large solar arrays. And then there's a credit that comes onto your bills. We don't have a service that will install solar panels on your homes. However, we certainly support that. So if someone is interested in that and they decided to go through with it, you just kind of have to determine whether that payback, which can be lengthy sometimes, is worth it for you. And many times it is, because people are so committed to the environment. If a customer does have solar and they actually produce more than they sell, more than they use, we do have a net metering agreement that will allow customers to sell their excess when they have it back onto our grid at a wholesale rate.
awesome. Anybody else? Anybody in there? Ed?
I actually signed up in part of the solar array, I guess, but I haven't seen anything as far as what's happening with it or.
When did you, what was it recently that you signed up, or has it been a little while?
It's been at least over a year.
About a year.
Okay, I'll tell you what, if you can, let me give you my email. If you can email me your address and your information, I'm more than happy to check on that for you, because you should be receiving some information on that. And my email is charlotte.r.miller@fpl.com.
And I'll pass that along, Ed, so you don't have to.
Okay,
jot
thank you.
Yeah. So my question is, you used to put in these boxes in the residences that kind of timed power and more in the low usage times. Are those still being utilized, and are they going away and being replaced with something else?
No, they are being utilized. That's called load control. In homes, it's the residential load control box, and you receive a credit on your bill each month. I'd have to check on the exact amount, but I believe it's around $9 a month. And by having that in your home, you allow us to monitor if there's and potentially turn off your power to your AC or your hot water heater or pool pump for 15 minutes at a time. If FPL is having a situation where we don't have enough power to generate, it's usually like on a very hot summer day or a very cold winter morning. Our plan is to always have 20% excess generation, but if there's a plant that's down for maintenance or something goes down unexpectedly, occasionally we're not able to buy power from another utility because they're using all theirs as well. Occasionally we do need to put that in effect. I have it on my home too, and unless you're there all the time, it may be happening and you not even know it. You will receive you should receive a notification, but it happens very rarely. But it's a nice way to save a little bit of money and help out with electricity when there's a need for us to need more than we have.
Right. And that was kind of the second part of my question, is obviously with everybody being home and sheltering in place and whatnot, I'm sure that the usage has gone up substantially. So that might be a way to offset those. Do you have any statistics on that?
I don't have statistics on that, and that's a really good question. We certainly have seen an increase in usage at home. I'm one of many that are working from home right now. At the beginning of the pandemic, we saw a decrease with business, obviously, energy usage when things were shut down. That's not the case right now, but we have been able to not worry about invoking load control on a regular basis, we've been able to provide power for all that need it. But yeah, it's definitely been an increase. So it's a good, so obviously for this would be an opportunity if you're interested to lower your bill a little bit. And all you have to do is call our customer service number or go to fpl.com and it'll have the information and someone come out to your house and install the box.
Okay, awesome. Alfred,
And how much do those little robots cost that you got running around in the lot?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
he's asking how much do the little robots cost?
Oh, I don't know. We had a picture on, you might have seen on some of our commercials over the holidays. There's one that's got, it looks like a little airplane. It's actually a drone. And I had a question on that too. It's like, how much do those cost? Where can we get one of those? Like, oh, they're not for sale.
No, they're not going to tell you. Any other questions? Anybody else online? Okay, so one last question I have is, it seems like a lot of the initiatives that you kind of talked about in the screen align with Rotary's initiatives. Where can we get more information? I'm assuming you have some sort of grant process, as you spoke about, where can we get information on that and the processes and timelines and things like that?
Okay, for what type of grants would you like information on?
Well, probably several, because we have a youth foundation, so we have an education piece.
Okay.
We're obviously very involved in the community, and as most of us are business owners, there may be some interest in different opportunities there as well.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the information for business owners would be on fpl.com. As far as different types of grants go, if you don't see what you're looking for, email me. Okay.
Okay.
We'll get the information that you need. But fpl.com is the first place to go on that.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And just as a thank you and an appreciation, I will send you a copy of the certificate, but we do have a certificate. We will be making a donation in your name to our biggest initiative is eradicating polio, to the Polio Plus program. So thank you very much for your time today and sharing. I think that was very good information.
Oh, that touches my heart. Thank you so much. That's
Thank
lovely.
you. We appreciate it. And with that, I know you're busy. You can stay on and continue with us, or you can, go at your leisure, whatever you prefer.
Oh, thank you. I do have another commitment coming up, so I will take my leave. And again, it was quite a pleasure to talk with you all today. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Absolutely. I thought that was very informative. So I thank Tracy Tracy Baggins actually sent that out to the clubs as a presentation. And so I'm glad that we caught on to that and got it in our schedule. So I didn't really have this on the agenda per se, but I did want to talk about they're coming out with a new Rotary Works program. And some of you might want some information. I did send it in one of the emails, but they have several segments that they're doing. January 13th was the first segment. The second one coming up is that says January 2nd. That can't be right. Maybe it cut it off. Must be 20 something. Anyways, so it's really about helping businesses get involved and communicating with the public and getting the young people out in their vocations and understand what different initiatives there are. So you might want to look into that. I have some information here if anybody wants. I didn't send it to Tracy, so unless she's got it handy, but I don't think she probably does.
There is a whole section on DACDB that I posted last week that breaks down what the whole purpose is, their mission statement, and all of the courses that they'll be offering.
Right. So they have opportunities to be a career coach and different things like that. So it's really interesting if you want to, have a different way that you're interacting with Rotary this year and get your business involved. That would be great. Any other announcements? Anything anybody wants to share? And we have our board meeting this evening at 5:30 at the Inglewood Chamber. All are welcome to attend. Same thing, that will be the same platform. It's not as easy because we don't have the screens and stuff there. So I just use my laptop, but we will have the Zoom option. It is a different login. So go into DACDB or on the calendar or on the website and use, because we had to, because it's on the same day, we had to use a different login for that meeting now. So anything else anybody wants to share? Well, we can do happy dollars. Anybody want to do any happy dollars, sad dollars?
That I have to leave Florida, back to Massachusetts.
What now? How long are you here for, Bill?
I was supposed to leave this past Sunday and decided there was no good reason to head back, so I extended it for 1 more week.
Okay.
But, I am looking to come back possibly in mid-February for a month.
Okay, very good. Well, you're always welcome to come back and join us at any point in time.
You got a good shot. Yes,
Right. I got
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
So I could do the 50-50. So we've been ahead of the schedule for a while.
We have $4.
I've got a sad dollar.
We have dollars.
You have happy dollars? All right.
Jen has a sad dollar.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna back up a second since we have some happy and sad dollars. So Jen,
My
go.
sad dollar is that our last radio show was Saturday morning, and it was a tribute to Doug. Very hard to see the radio. But, yeah,
Now, do they ever record those? Like,
they are all recorded.
okay, so you could go to the radio station and go back in the history and listen to it? That would be, you might want to put that out there on Facebook or something so we could go back and look at it.
Many people from the community on the show that day.
Yeah.
Tribute.
That's awesome. Mm,
But,
I bet it was really special too. It's a great memory. Here,
My dollar is a survival dollar. Alfred catered for Weston Wolf's going away party, if you want to say so, on Sunday. And he's going to the University of Maryland early for scholarship for school and for football. So as Alfred and I were getting ready to leave and talking to this big, huge, giant guy, all of a sudden he reaches up and here comes a football that was aimed at my head, which I had my back to it. And all he did was just kind of lean there, grab that football and continue the conversation. It was going to knock me out. It was a kid had thrown this to him and it was heading right towards my head. So I'm here because
so you make a good target.
yeah, exactly. I don't have a concussion. It was crazy.
That's funny. Anybody online have any happy sads? Looks like maybe Marie. No, okay. Everybody's good. Hi, Walt. Didn't see you earlier.
I'm here now.
Okay. I will put in a happy dollar. I finally got to have my Christmas. So we celebrated that on Sunday at the polo match. We had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. So that was great. Well, again, we are early ahead of the game, so we'll do the 50-50 and then we'll wrap it up. But who didn't get a ticket? Everybody had a ticket? Good. Right?
Five, 7, 8.
Woo!
He's getting his money.
And our guest won his money back, or at least part of it.
Donate that back to the club.
Oh, thank you. So that was $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's
You'll
right.
send me a tax bill.
Anybody online have anything that they'd like to share before we close out today?
I'm good.
Okay. All righty. Well, we'll wrap up. Jen, you want to do the four-way test for us out as you're chewing your cookie or whatever?
Four-way test, the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
We're gonna get $1 next week. They'll change the slide.
The things we do and
Did you
say.
reference something?
Yeah, you got it right. You got it off that.
Yeah,
Put Tracy on notice.
yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon.
That was Ethel.
Oh, thank you. I did, should have hollered at me. That, I will say, that's the challenge of the virtual, because you're trying to pay attention